Alrighty, boys and girls, welcome to SnowRunner. Yes, sir, Bob. We are going to do a complete, uncut, new player walkthrough, playthrough, whatever you want to call it. We are starting here in Michigan. Oops. As you can see, it is a brand new save game. Absolutely nothing unlocked. We are at the starting point with our starting vehicle. And we're going to do this. And we've got a few ideas and rules and challenges that we're going to set forth for ourselves. So hopefully this will be interesting for anyone that watches. And I know I'm going to have a lot of fun. This game is my brand new crack. Yes, I know the game's been out almost a year, but I'm just discovering it. I kind of compared it to Mud Runner and Spin Tires. I mean, yes, it's the same people that made it, but this is like 100 times better. And yeah, there is stuff to do. This is my kind of game. Anyway, let's get started. Let's get going. Now, we're not going to do the tutorial the way the tutorial wants you to do it. We've discovered some stuff already as far as what we should do, how we should do it. And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to get through this first little part here. We are playing with a controller, just so you know. So there may be sections in here where I don't talk, I may talk, I don't know. And we're going to put that in low. Why? Because the game wants us to. COVID. Sorry. Yeah, we are... let's put her in all-wheel drive. There we go. That would always help, even though it's only telling us that now. So first things first, I know we're supposed to go for the watchtower that's, you know, way down there, but we're actually going to detour and head over this way. Because there is a watchtower over here, and since we're over here, we may as well go discover it, right? Now, I do have some DLCs in here, and I'm on the fence whether I'm going to not take them out, but just sell them off. And because I have an idea that I want to do where I just want to go and play with the vehicles that I'm discovering and that are, you know, to that region. I want to see if it's doable. I can hardly wait till we get the better tires on this. Although this is not going to be our primary scout vehicle. We may sell this one. I don't know yet. I mean, I do like the Chevy, but I want to get the International Scout. That is definitely a vehicle that I like to play with. And don't worry about what other people say. For anyone that is new and watching this, just play with what you want. Here, I'm going to get hung up on this tree. Are you kidding me? Seriously? Yeah, just play with what you like. Don't worry about what people say is good or what isn't good. Just have fun, experiment, learn, enjoy. Alrighty. First tower discovered. Alright, so we'll take a look at the mini-map. No, it's not really a mini-map, is it? We'll just take a look at the map. See, it wants us to go to that one there, but we're not going to even, still not going to go there. We're going to go up the road. A lot of you guys already know where I'm heading. And that's where we're going to go to. I want to get as much discovered and opened up before we really get to the game. I mean, yes, we're going to build the bridge, but as we go through this portion, I'm going to get as much discovered as I can. And then once we get to the garage, we're still going to go around exploring, opening things up, getting upgrades. That is the goal to start. Get everything set up before we actually start doing contracts and missions and tasks. I love the physics of this game. I mean, this thing is just all over the place right now, but that has to do with the tires. Okay, so for anyone new trying to figure out where I'm going to get a upgrade right now that I know is up here, so that's why we're going this way. I know, it's a little bit the fact that I do know where some stuff is already. That gives me a little bit of an advantage over a brand new player, but if you're watching, hey, now you've got the same advantage. Now this rock's a little tricky. You gotta kind of bounce off the left side of it to get around, otherwise you could slide down, and you definitely don't want that. Oh, we don't want that. So we may go down there anyways, because this thing is not liking me right now. We're going to get ourselves wedged in here. Get over where you're supposed to be. I mean, starting to think Fred is driving. And those of you who don't know who Fred is, if you've ever watched any of my farming sim videos, you'd know who Fred is. Fred's the hired worker that never does what he's supposed to do. Although there is no AI worker in here, but I'm still going to blame it on Fred. Okay, we got to turn left here. Okay, so we're going to go up here and get this upgrade. Alright, raised suspension, and it is for this vehicle. Alright, let's back down. I'm debating now, do I want to go for that other one that's over here? No, I think I'll get that when I'm in town. So I think we're just going to head down and head to that watchtower now. Here's another upgrade I want to get, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. So we're just going to head down, and we're going to head to the watchtower, which is what the game initially wants you to do to begin with. And yeah, we're going to shortcut it here. Because, hey, that's what the game's about. Now, just fair warning, anyone that have steering wheels and pedals and would like to play this with steering wheel and pedals, the Logitech G920 and all them, they work fine. But they do have conflicts and issues as far as combining them with your mouse and keyboard and doing stuff. They can act a little wonky. I mean, the steering wheel itself will work fine, but the controls, anyways, whatever. So I've switched to just running with the controller / keyboard. It works the best for me, but you guys have to figure out what works good for you. And those of you with Thrustmasters and other steering wheel and pedal combinations, be forewarned. You may have conflict issues and it may not work, so don't get too aggravated. Just, you know, go to a controller and keyboard. Okay, so we're going to go into the gas station here and trigger this and do that. Alright, so let's head up to the watchtower here and get that discovered. So these episodes are going to be quite long, and I apologize, but that's just the way this game has to go. If I were to do individual little episodes on each mission, oh my gosh, there would just be, it would be ridiculous with the amount of videos I would have to do. So we'll just do playthrough, you know, maybe an hour, 2 hour sessions at a time. And so, you know, you may have to skip ahead. Alright, so this was the watchtower they wanted us to discover, so we've discovered it. Let's open up the map now. So as you can see, because we opened up this one along the way, yeah, so we've got this one now. Now it wants us to head over to this truck over here, which is where we're going to go. It's going to be our first additional free truck that we're going to get. Avoid the big mud hole. Now we're going to shortcut it here instead of going down to the road. Why? Because, you know, we can. And here's our second truck. Alright, so we're going to park this here. We're going to shut off our motor. And yeah, so now we're going to switch to this one by up on the D-pad. So you have this open, and we're going to change truck. And there we go. Actually, I really like these old trucks, and I like this. Once it's fully upgraded, it will be much, much better. But right now, we have to go with what we have. Now, I know there is a way you could do this. If you look over there, you can see sort of between the trees here, straight ahead, there's a red trailer with 2 pieces of wood in it. Now, anyone that's watched any tutorials, a lot of them say go get that and then go up and get the other pieces that you're supposed to get and whatnot. But getting up this hill is actually difficult if you don't have any weight in the bed. So we're not actually going to do it in that order. We're going to actually go up and get our other stuff first, and then we're going to come back down and get the wood and kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So I know a lot of people would say, well, why don't you go get the wood first and go? It's because getting up the hill with this, because we don't have diff lock or anything in this truck, is going to be very difficult. I mean, it's doable, yes, but why muck around? Let's just go up, get some weight in the bed. Now, I don't think this truck with the sideboards is very Americanish. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember ever seeing trucks in North America really much with these kind of sideboards. I think that's more of a European thing. Although, spoiler and hint, oh, we're gonna get stuck on this, really? It can save a load from falling out. So if you're about to tip over but don't tip over, as you're starting to tip, the straps sometimes will break loose, and if you have a regular bed, that load could go off the trailer, and then you're pookered. Whereas with the sideboards, the load will stay inside, and all you got to do is repack the load or re-secure the load. So just a little tip. So I know a lot of people may want to play this and go full American, and you would do it just a regular flatbed. The sideboards actually can help you. Now, you guys can correct me in the comments if, you know, the sideboards are an American thing, but around here where I'm from, here in Canada, I don't ever recall seeing trucks with these sideboards. But again, I could be wrong. So we're just running this in low gear to get up here, because otherwise we'll just be spinning our tires, which we're kind of doing on the one side anyways. But once we get some weight in here, things will be much better. Okay, so now we can go into the higher gear, get out of low gear. I just love watching the animations, the flex, the suspension. Everything is just so awesome in here. I mean, first person is pretty darn good also, but I like watching it in this the best, just because I like watching how everything works. Okay, so we're gonna go in town here. We're gonna go get our steel. Now, what we did not do is we did not go here and accept this. So we want to do that because that's what it wants us to do. Activate. There we go. So now it's activated, so everything will show up. So you can see where we all need to go. Ah, yes. Thank you. Tutorial's a pain in the butt. Once we get the tutorial portion done, we've done everything we want to do, then we can do multiplayer, and we will have other players come in, but one of the rules I'm going to have is they can't come in with their equipment. They can come and drive my stuff, because it's going to be part of my playthrough. I don't want guys coming in with this, you know, amazed out equipment that I don't have or can't get. Okay, so we're going to get our steel, which is what we need. And now we're going to head out. Now, we are going to turn left, just because there's a trailer here. I want to discover it and get the XP for it. See, now we'll get the XP for that. We don't need that yet, but keep that in mind. We're going to discover trailers that are going to have things in it that we could possibly use. Just because at the beginning of the game, there's a lot of areas we're not going to be able to get to. Now we are going to go discover another trailer that's got stuff in it, so that it's been discovered and the stuff will show up on the map then, as us being able to get it if we do take a mission or a contract that requires that stuff. Which is this flatbed trailer over here. Yes, I know. Spoiler again, because I already know this. I do recommend your very first save game, just explore and figure things out, get used to the controls, and then, you know, maybe start another one. So we've got that discovered, and it's got different things on it. You got bricks, you got service parts, you got spare parts, so there's a number of different things on this trailer that could be useful. And can help you progress. So one of the rules that we're going to do with this one is we are going to stay in Michigan until Michigan is 100% done. We are not going to venture off into any other region just for the sake of getting a free truck or, you know, a specific upgrade or whatever. We have to completely finish this map with whatever equipment it gives us to do it. Now, I do have the premium, which means I've got some of the DLCs, and I'm on the fence as to whether I think I'm going to sell them, because 2 of them are Russian. One of them is a little OP in my opinion, just because of its abilities. And I do have another paid DLC. Now, these are items I'm using in my other bigger multiplayer account that I have, my exploration account. So it's not like I'm not able to use them. So for this particular playthrough, I think that's what I'm going to do. It's going to give me a shitload of money because I'm going to sell them off. But it's not like that money's going to matter much right now anyways, because there's a lot of stuff I don't have unlocked. This is the lumber mill, and this is normally the game has you going to the bridge, drop off your steel, and then come back here and get your lumber. But there's some lumber in a trailer already. Although, you know what? To be honest with you, we might need that lumber for something else. No, actually, it doesn't matter because I know what it is we need it for. So we can actually steal that because, I mean, we'd have to come here anyways. So why not just come here and get it out of here, right? So normally you would load here, and once we have a crane ability, you could do manual loading if that's something you want to do as far as your playthrough goes. But right now we don't have a crane available to us, so we have to do the auto loading. Alright, so what we're going to do is back between the fence and the pole, even though we're going to knock down the fence, and we'll apologize to the mill people later. Because we don't want to back into that mud with this thing. Sorry about your fence, guys. We might be a little too far back. So up on the thingamadoohickey now, you can do the attached trailer, or you can click on the black button and do it manually. It's up to you. So we're just going to put it in low to get out of here. There's a little bit of mud. And considering we only have the rear wheel drive on this, we want to try to help ourselves get out of here as much as possible. Just take our time. There's no rush. Not necessarily about speed, it's about getting there. Hey, just look at the way that works. I mean, that is awesome. The suspension, the drives are working as if they do in real life, which is great. Okay, so we're going to try to over to this side a little bit. Maybe we can get a bit better traction. I'm not sure. I mean, we are pretty heavy here right now. Get her in higher gear. Don't worry, getting through here is pretty easy. I mean, you can switch it into low gear just so you can go through strong and steady. You don't want to hit this fast, whatever you do. You can do damage. We are coming up to a hill here, so I want to keep it in low gear. Again, got a lot of weight for just rear wheel drive. Especially for being on dirt with highway tires. Once we upgrade to some better tires, we'll be good. And just so you know, some of our stuff will be live, so you guys can, you know, watch live and participate in chat. But for the first couple, I'm just going to do. I'm sort of live recording, but I'm making it private so that it just goes to the channel, because I hate editing, and we're uncut. It's going to be uncut anyway, so there's not going to be any editing to do. Because I don't want to skip through anything so that you guys miss anything, and then somebody says, oh, well, we didn't get to see this, and we didn't get to see that. And so how do we know you did it legitimately? And Now when you have it in low gear, these vehicles do drink the fuel. But, like I said, we want to make sure we get up there, right? One of the other rules we're going to set forth for ourselves, well, that'll come into play later that you'll see, is we're going to try to just do everything self-recovery, no doing the teleport auto recovery back to the garage unless it's an absolute emergency. We're going to put our lights on. It's starting to get a little darker here, darkish. Okay, so we're coming up to the bridge here. It's going to be on the left. And you can see whenever you see the yellow triangle with the down arrow, that's the delivery point, and it's an up arrow, that's a pickup point. And you could be given multiple pickup points, just multiple choices. Okay, so we press X, and when unloading, blah blah blah. Okay, so A to unload the steel, so that goes first, obviously, so the girders are up. Alright, now we're going to unload our wood. You got to press it twice because there was two things there. Now, amazingly, the concrete gets there, the pavement. I wish that would have been an additional delivery, is bringing concrete or, you know, asphalt or something. Alright, so we've made it to here. And, yeah, we've got this done. So what we're going to do is, because to make it better for you guys and video-wise, is we are going to, once that green thing disappears, I want to show you, you can see in right behind that green thing is what time of day it is. Now we're getting into night, so we're going to press Y and it'll show you there. We're at 8:30, midnight, 6 a.m. okay, and we're going to press X because it's flashing down there. And get those other maps out of the way. There we go. So now we're going to head towards the garage. Undo our brake. And we're empty, so things should go pretty easy. So now we got our first bridge done. We made a little bit of money. We're going to go this way. It says garage this way. The sign. I don't know if you guys saw that. You do want to pay attention to your signs. Now the shortest route isn't always the best route, guys. Just FYI. Looks like we're going to run into problems here. I do know on this stretch we want to stay to the right. Because there is a down tree here and it can be problematic to get over when we only have rear-wheel drive. And that little mud there can be really problematic too, so stay over to the right until you hit something. Don't worry, 1 point is no big deal. Hey, we're going to put her in low. Really? Okay, we done... Alright, so you can do this the easy way, which is just pressing Y, but then it's not going to necessarily go where you want it to. So up on the D-pad, and if you hit here, it will give you your option of where you want to go. Always turn your wheels in the direction you want to go. Let's get ourselves up out of the hump here. B to release it. So we should be good to maneuver, or not. Okay, so we'll get our momentum going and hit that B. Release it as you go, kind of like ninja winching. But we made it through, so that's good. See, so you can see now how just having the rear wheel drive can really, when you get into a little bit of mud there, get it into a higher gear. We might be able to get moving a little bit quicker here. No, we're going to go back into low gear. Just not in a good spot. Yeah, we are pulling this trailer, which is we're about to be on the asphalt here, so things will go better here. There we go. We got the farm off to the left here, and you want to keep an eye out for stuff like that pickup truck out in the middle there. That's something you're going to want. To the right, we've got some trailers, and well, we'll show you afterwards. In order for that to show up on the map fully, is what's in it and whatnot, you have to discover it, which we're going to do afterwards. We want to get this truck and trailer back to the garage. See, the traction is really shit with these tires and whatnot. Off-road tires would definitely do much better here. Okay, so you can cross this, don't get scared. Just don't hit it at 100 miles an hour, you'll bounce and then you'll do some damage. Alright, so you can see that yellow magnifying glass thingamadoohickey, that's our destination. You're going to have a few different things happening as we get in here. There we go. You've discovered your first garage. Great, great. Nice. So now what you want to do, spoiler alert again, is you want to pull into this yellow box. So we're discovering a new truck. Stop, press X to get the upgrade, which is actually for that truck. That's going to be our go-to truck right there, but we got to get it fixed first. We're going to pull into this blue square, which is going to turn yellow because it needs to be discovered. There we go. So now we've discovered it. So we'd have to detach the trailer, but we don't want to leave the trailer here. So we're going to put it in a better spot for the time being. Okay, so up on the D-pad, detach trailer, there we go. Now we're going to pull in. Alright, X to the garage, and now we are in our garage where we can store stuff. One thing you do want to do when you come in, if you want to plan on moving to another map, which is what we're going to have to do with the tutorial, what you need to do is retain the truck. I mean, right now you're just in the garage. If you retain it, you are physically in the truck storage, which is this one. So now, as you can see, I do have some DLCs, and like I said, we are going to probably get rid of these. That's a Russian thingy. That's a Russian thingy, I believe. Obviously American thingy, but it's a DLC. But I'm still not 100% sure what I want to do with these. So for now, we're just going to leave them here. So we have no money, but we're not allowed to use them. That's going to be the rule. Anyway, so we got that in there. And now we're going to press Y to go to the global map. Right bumper, Alaska, because this is where it wants us to go. Okay. We're going to go to their garage. And it's going to animate. We're going to go there. That's all the game wants you to do. You do not need to get out of the garage. You do not need to get one of your vehicles. So because we had everything in storage, all the vehicles are available to us, okay? If we hadn't put it into storage and just left it in the garage, then whatever we left in the garage would not be available to us moving to the next map. All right, so we're just going to go to global map again, back to Michigan. You're going to have to choose the garage entrance or wherever it is you want to go. There we go. We're going back in. And click storage. We're going to click on the GMC and we are going to go back because we had to deploy it. So now we can customize it. So we've got this V6. So this one is a little bit better, a little bit less durability. That one's the better one. Now this has more durability. See, that's the fuel consumption is a B. You go over here, it's a B plus. So this is actually the better one. But we're not going to spend our money on it just yet. Gearbox, we've got nothing. Suspension, nothing. Tires, now this is where we're going to change it. We're going to go to the 47-inch. And you got different tread patterns there. These are all the same. You can see they do nothing different. So they're all pretty much the same, but we're going to go the bigger tire with this tread pattern. Now, tip, go back to what you just switched out from and sell it. That will give you back a whole bunch of money, okay? So, all right, so now we're going to go down to winch. As you can see, we're just the stock winch, nothing else we can do. Diff lock, nothing else we can do. Spare wheel, nothing we can do. Whoops, retrank 10, yeah. Snorkel, we could get this one, but I don't want to waste my money on it yet because we're not going to get into deep water with this truck just yet. Seats, rear-wheel drive, we want to get the engageable all-wheel drive for this. Frame add-ons is where you can put your different thingies on it. So we're just going to leave it on the box for now. And we're going to go back and, oops, no, on customize too, you can do different things up here. Rear bumpers, you can do the steel fenders, that one, or just the stock ones. We're not going to waste our money on it right now. Front side, we are going to put the visor on just because I like it. Rooftop, we're going to put lights with beacons eventually once we get them. Right now we're just going to put the lights. Front bumper, you can, as you can see, now you want to be careful because the stock is not so bad. This one's a little bit lower. So if you get something that hangs too low, it could cause you to get hung up, okay? That's more period looking for the type of truck. That is, okay, you got that lower point. It's got some protection. It's not bad, but we're just going to leave it stock for now. Miscellaneous, you can go, well, they're already there. Exhaust, you can put the flappers on, which is what we've got, or those curved ones. I prefer the flappers. And rims you can change to all kinds of different ones. We're just going to leave it the way it is. And then you can also change your paint. You can go whatever paint scheme you want. There's a couple design ones down here, and I'm actually going to go with this, and they're free. Doing the paint is free. I like this one better. And leave garage, so we're outside. And our truck is fully refueled and repaired. So anytime you go in the garage, that's what happens. Your truck ends up fully fueled and repaired. Oh, one of the things you want to do definitely is pull up to the trailers. Now this front one, I can tell you, spoiler alert, is part of a mission. But if you pull up to these trailers, you'll get XP as you discover them for the first time. But you do have to get close to them. See? So we get some XP, very much needed XP at the beginning especially. What we're going to do is we're going to pull over here and we're going to get into that international. Now the international is dead. Dead. Now if you're going to role play, what I do recommend is you can pull up to it and you can winch it. Again, you can press the F to auto. Whoop. So we don't need to damage it more than it already is. So if you press and hold, see that truck is damaged. See that now it dropped down. It's got tires that are damaged, flat tires, axle, engine. Nothing works in this thing. So we're just going to drag it into the square because a little bit of role play. Again, like I said, I want to do no auto recovery type deal. Now something else you can do is we don't particularly need that trailer right now, and to help with money is we're going to sell that trailer. I don't know, I'm almost thinking we might just go full American on here, being on an American map. Go region specific, if you will. So remember what I was saying, you can either hit the attached trailer or you can just do it manually. Okay, so before we do anything with the international, I wanted to show you. Now the camera can be a little wonky when you get close to some objects, so just be forewarned. So all you got to do is take the trailer and pull into this yellow square, which is the trailer. It's got the symbol of the trailer in the garage. Now what you sell the trailer for is what you buy it for, so you don't need to worry. Press X. And all you got to do is scroll down to the one that, well, sell is going to pop up, and it's got to have the little chain link on the right side of it. And then we sell it. We're going to go park this thing up. Of course, now it's going to piss down rain. One thing I'd like to see them do is make it so that you can get the wipers working. There we go. We're going to shut off our motor, because you don't want to leave it running because it will chew up the gas. Okay, so we're going to go here. We're going to go change truck. We're in the Fleet Star. There we go. We're in the garage. Now it's automatically repaired, fully fueled. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to customize. This is one of the reasons I want to save the money. Now I can't do anything engine, can't do anything gearbox, suspension, we can't do anything just yet. Tires, we're going to just leave as they are for now. Winch, we can't do anything. Diff lock, we can't do anything, but it is an engageable diff lock, which is good. Spare wheel, we can't do anything. Snorkel, we could go that, but we're not going to. That's just, we don't need it right now. All-wheel drive, we do have an engageable all-wheel drive. This is what makes this the cat's meow. We're going to press A to install. Now we're going to go to the rear wheel drive and we're going to sell it, which is going to give us a little bit of money back. And now we're going to go to the frame add-ons. And one thing I'm going to do with this truck is this truck is going to have a small crane on it. This one here, which is the American crane. And now you can do saddles for the fifth wheels. These are specific to certain trailers now, and you have no choice. You can't say take this one and put it on a high hitch trailer. You can't take the high hitch fifth wheel and put it on a low hitch trailer. Okay, they're specific, but they're free, so don't worry about it. We are going to put the flatbed on this one. There we go. And oops. And then we're going to go over here. Rear bumper, nothing. Rooftop, we are going to not put that on. Front bumper, we're just going to leave the basic one on for now. Twin horn, side thresholds, which is the step. I think we should put that on. Angled visor, just because it looks good. See, we're eating up our money pretty quick here, guys. Exhaust, we're going to leave with the little flapper over there. And rims, this is where I'm going to do it a little differently. I'm going to put something that I think is more suitable, which is these ones right here, the split rim. It kind of looks like it belongs. Okay, paint wise, I am going to go this one here. All right, and I meant to do it with the other one, and I didn't do it. I am going to go, because these are free, because I want it to look like a business. Oops. Then we're going to go on the doors. Here we go. So now it's going to look like a business. Now we're not going to waste our money on anything else on this. And we're going to leave the garage. So now, as you can see, we got all-wheel drive and diff lock, which makes this truck a little bit better. So again, I think, like I said, we're going to go full American style, which is going to be like a flatbed like this, which means if we tip too much to one side or the other, we will be in trouble. So we're going to park this one up, because we're not going to do anything that involves the truck right yet. Go. Shut the motor off. And we're going to change trucks. We're going to go back into the garage with this one. We just changed that bed. Customize. We are going to first uninstall the bed because we don't have enough money to buy the other one. Uninstall. And then we're going to sell it, and now we can put the flatbed on. There we go. Oh, and that's what we forgot to do too, is put our stickers on. And they are free. Go. So now we look like we're a business. Now once we get this truck upgraded, it'll become a pretty good truck also, but it's getting it upgraded. Alright, shut the motor off. Alright, so what we're going to do now, and this is the only time it's obviously acceptable to Uber for what I want to do here. Wrong button. Okay, so we want to get back into our GMC, so this is the way you Uber. Or our Chevrolet 1500. It tells you, you can see the little person, which vehicle you're currently in. So we want to get to this one. There we go. We're in this one. Don't forget to put your all-wheel drive on. Now we're not going to come straight back to the shop. We're going to go get ourselves another upgrade. Actually, while we're down here, again, a little bit of a spoiler. Normally you guys wouldn't know about this if you're new. But who doesn't watch videos to find out where to go at the beginning to make life a little easier for you? So we're just going to drive over here real quick. And to avoid the mud, we're going to shortcut. Because, you know, I've never shortcutted before, right? Go through the bush. And that's what we wanted. We're coming for is that upgrade right there. Now, while we're up here, remember what I said, look around, right? So let's get that. Raised suspension, but it's not for this one. So you press X, and it tells you what it's for. The Fleet Star. Wow, that just made that truck that much better. Okay, so you look around, you can see what's supposed to be a bridge, but it's closed off, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to go discover that corner a little bit. We're just going to drive over here, and what you want to do is go over to where that construction hat is. Fixing roads, bridges, and whatnot is very important at the start, and you know, discovering the map. What we do is we drive into here. All right, so task wooden bridge, so it's bringing wood to that bridge. We are going to accept it, but we're not going to start tracking it just yet. Alright, so let's head back out towards the sawmill. Again, remember what I said, look around, see if you can see stuff, because sometimes it won't show up as being there until you've actually gone over, like I just did with that. Yeah, we're shortcutting it. So now we're going to go do something else that's pretty important at the start. It'll help you guys out. And, whoa! Ah, we didn't need the sign. Sorry. So one of the other rules too I want to mention, I'm going to have to write these down, is we're not going to fast travel back to the shop, except to like switch vehicles. If we were to roll this over right here, then I could Uber it back to the shop, get another truck to come back to recover, which is, you know, what a lot of people do, and you guys are welcome to do it. But that's one of my things is you got to bring all your equipment back to the shop. You got to drive it back. No fast traveling. I mean, you can skip nighttime, no problem, if you guys don't want to drive in the dark. Fast forward time. So we're just going to go straight through and straight up. Drifting, Drift King. There, we're gonna turn right here and head up. Oh, let me double check. Yes. I believe. Yes, we want to get to that house over there. Again, spoiler. Apologize, but hey, this will help you guys out, trust me. And why not? You're just going to watch another video elsewhere anyways. It's going to tell you to do this eventually. Upgrade location discovered. Hey, AA8V 5.2 available for current truck. Yes, thank you very much. Definitely don't want to go up there. That's a hell of a way to go, and that would take us over there. Technically, that's actually a good thing. So let's go over there. Let's see if we can make it without dying. So this is going to take us to the final set of items that we want, or items, yes. Narrow little passage here. It's a good thing we're in a small vehicle, and that's why sometimes when you're going exploring you want to do it in a smaller vehicle, because the larger stuff's just not going to make it through here. So some areas do require you to do it in a scout vehicle, which are the smaller ones. Just be careful going through. Don't gun it. Don't go like at a bat out of hell, because you could end up in big trouble. Starting to get evening time here. Map. Oops, wrong button. Alright, so we want to take this road around like so. But because it's starting to get dark, what we're going to do is open up the map. We are going to skip time just to make it better. Do it 3 times. There we go. We slept in our truck. We camped out. That's what we did. And there is no penalty for doing it. You don't lose money, you don't lose expenses, you don't lose product. The only time you don't want to do that is if you're on a competition. And we will show you those later. They're a good way to level up and make some money, but we'll show you that afterwards. It's not something you're going to do right now anyways. do apologize to anyone for any spoiler alerts here that, you know, because I'm showing everything, but it is the tutorial, so. And you're going to turn left when you get to this intersection. Objective discovered, so you want to, you know, discover everything that you can. Oh, we're in the mud. I went too far to the left. No big deal. I don't know if that tree is going to be strong enough. Yep, it is. Here we go. Got ourselves out. Become one with the winch, people. Get used to it. Learn it. It will become your best friend. Go slow over the rocks. You don't want to go bombing through it because you'll end up with damage. You'll kind of want to stay down. Yes, you can afford it, but you just like want to stay damage free as much as possible. That's what I like about the controller too, is you can throttle control it a little bit better than with the keyboard. The keyboard's a little harder. Steering wheel and pedals is the ultimate, but like I said, there's just too many conflicts still, surprisingly enough. As far as mouse and keyboard go compared to the steering wheel. At least I was having issues. I don't know if that's the same for everyone. Oop, big rock. Alright, we're getting to our next destination here, which is by that house. And this is, I love this vehicle. Some people don't. Some people hate it. Some people say, oh, it's not a good vehicle to have. But hey, it's a free vehicle, and I personally really like it. And that's the International Scout, 800 Scout. So we're just going to park our truck right here for the time being. And we're going to shut our motor off. And we're going to change into the Scout. And for whatever reason, when you get in it, it starts to sink. Let's just pull up. And we're going to go ahead and hit the left bumper and engage the all-wheel drive. And away we go. We've got another free vehicle to our name. Now with this one here, it is tippy, so you really got to watch what you're doing. You can't just go nutso on some of these hills. I mean, there are some vehicles in this game that I find a little OP. They're just hard to flip them, and this one's it's not hard to flip. It's very easy to flip. So you want to upgrade this one as soon as possible and get the autonomous winch as soon as you're able to afford it. Once it's opened up and available to you. So now where we're heading is we are going to head back down, and we want to get to this place right here. Also, you may hate this vehicle, you may love it. I mean, again, playing the game is all about your personal preference, not what somebody else tells you you should get, but your personal preference. So, you know, play the game you want. This game is so open world for you to do what you want. There's missions, contracts, things to do, to discover. If all you want to do is just go mudding, then feel free, go mudding. Oh, see, might have came down a little fast. That was close to having an issue. Again, you want to go slow over some stuff. Make sure that you don't bounce your way into being on your roof. We're going to check our map here, so we're almost down where we got to turn left. Let's see how this does going through here. I'm going to put it in low gear. See if it does better. Generally, low gear will help you get through a little bit better because you're not spinning your tires quite as much. And we are now good and dirty. We're going to turn left here. Check the map, so we're just going to keep going down. Be one with the map. Always check your map to see where you are. It'll prevent you from possibly getting into some serious trouble. So where we want to go is that watchtower there. Now, getting across could be interesting. So we're going to put her in low gear and hope this works, because there's not a whole lot that we can hook onto to winch forward. We're taking the shortest path here, and it seems to be working. Just staying off to the side where it hasn't been chewed up too much. And remember, low gear will be slow. This path seems to be working pretty good. And we're going to want to get into that blue square so it's discovered. There we go. We've discovered it. Woohoo! New objectives discovered. So when you discover these, you get some of these objectives. Rock slide, new objectives, stuck trailer, drainage. I like to let it run through so I see all that's being discovered. You can also open up your map so you can see this drainage. There's a rock slide here. We're going to actually go activate that, even though we're not going to track it right away. You got the stuck trailer. Rock slide. See, I'm not sure what rock slide this one is, because I know you can go in here and get it going. See, this might have to do with this one. Not 100% sure. Alright, so let's get across here. We're going to just leave her in low gear. Stay off to the left side here a little bit. Alright, so we got through. So we're just going to go over here to the left quickly. Again, our big priority is discovering the map and opening up the roads. Now this one I can't remember what it was. I'm not going to worry about it. So for this one here, you remember what we did with the bridge too, same thing, similar. Show task. Yeah, we're going to accept it, and we're not going to start tracking it right away. Okay, so now we're going to head back towards the garage. Just because we do want to upgrade our truck before we go do these ones here. So we do want to make our way back, which is what we're going to do. Now, to go better on the pavement, you could deactivate the all-wheel drive. It'll use a little bit less fuel. Getting some mud here, so now normally I could open up this menu, hit recover, and it would take us to the garage. But that's one of the rules that I'm putting out for myself, is to not do that. So if I want to go back to the garage, unless it's an absolute emergency, and there's no way we can recover our vehicle, either A, because we don't have the equipment, or B, just get in there with the equipment and it's just not doable. Didn't need those pylons anyways, right? Okay, turn off the all-wheel drive. Diff lock is always on, so we can't see, it says diff lock always on. Put the all-wheel drive on here. No point taking a chance at getting stuck, right? Again, this one here, because it's a down and it will bounce you, you can do damage, so just go in slowly. To get better fuel, take the all-wheel drive off again. Like I said, these things will drink the fuel. Now we get back, we are going to there is actually another way that can save us time and effort, which I'll show you in a little bit. I could have actually towed this, or had this tow the Chevy back, but which is something you'll see me do a fair amount. Get the all-wheel drive back on again. We're off the pavement. Okay, so as we get through here, this is what I'm going to tell you again about discovering the trailers. Remember, we drove by those trailers at one point, but we didn't actually get in there to discover them. And we want them to show up on our map. I mean, you can see them, but we want them to fully show up. Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. And we're going to just leave it on because we're almost there anyways here. We have our first trailer here. There we go. We've discovered it. We get some XP, and now that will show up on the map. So if we put it when it comes time, and it'll show the product that's on it. Now you notice there is a trailer here, but it's not fully showing up on the map. so let's go next door, over there. We're going to discover that other trailer. So we've discovered the object placed beyond the spruces. That one's an interesting one to do. And we've discovered the trailer. Now these vehicles cannot hook up to it. As you can see, there's no suitable trailer hitch. Okay, so don't go after a trailer like that with your Scout and think that you're going to bring it back, because it's not going to happen. All right, so now we're going to do one other little detour for another discoverable item, or upgrade, I should say. The upgrades are very, very important to get, is all of them. You want to get all of them. And it's just before we get to the water here, we're going to have to turn off. Down this little path here. I didn't realize there was water there. So be careful coming over here. See, you can see it there already. You don't want to go on your side here. Again, you have to pull in X to get the upgrade, and again you can press the X to show it's for the GMC, which is good. Raised suspension, something you definitely want. Almost. So we'll just carry on forward here. Now we're going to go back to the garage, and we're going to start applying our upgrades to this one. And we still have to go back and get the Chevy, but it's not a high priority. Shortcut time. Another reason why I like the Scout, which you're going to find out in a minute. Alright, so when you bring it in, it'll automatically fuel it and any repairs that it needs, because, well, you're in your garage, right? Alright, so we'll go to customize. Engine, nothing. Gearbox, nothing. Suspension, nothing. Tires. Now this is where it's very important. We're going to go, see, we got nothing down here, but we are going to go the all-terrain tires. And I'm not sure, that's mud. And there is a place I want to go to do something. So I don't know if I want to put mud. So you can see, but we do want the 35-inch. I think we're going to go with the mud and average off-road. We don't have enough money, apparently. All right. Well, so much for that idea. We'll fix that in a minute. Leave garage. Oh, I know what I forgot. I should have done. Check something. No, 1500. So we can get this. I do want this on there. Now this will allow you to 300 in repair parts, 4 spare wheels, and 140 fuel. So this is actually a must-have. That's, like I said, that's one of the reasons I I really like this one. Snorkel, we're not going to worry about. Spare wheel, we're not going to worry about. That would give us an additional spare wheel. This is what we want to save up for, is the autonomous scout winch. What that means is if you roll over, you don't have to worry because your engine automatically shuts off. However, this winch will still work. It's battery operated, whereas the other winches will not work. Again, we do need that tire, so we're going to just leave it in the garage. We're going to go to our local map. We are going to go to the Chevrolet, and we're Ubered into it. Now we're going to bring this one back. And this is where I could have just recovered back to garage, but that's, again, one of my rules I'm going to say is you can't do that. You want to bring a piece of equipment back, you got to drive it back. Or pull it if it's a trailer. No, just automatically, well, the trailers you have no choice, but... And not leaving your equipment all over the map, like not just leaving a trailer there because you're done with it and never bringing it back. All trailers must be brought back to the garage. Again, I'm going to have to write these rules down. Just for anyone else that wants to do something similar, maybe. And also to remind myself of the rules that I'm making for myself. Ow. See, we did get some damage there, so now you see on the bottom underneath the fuel, you can see where the engine has a little bit of damage. If you press up on your interaction key, you can see 98 out of 100, so we lost 2 points on that, but everything else is still good. No big deal. Once you reach 0, that's it. That item is broken. Ooh, that was close. See if we can do this without winching. I don't think so. We're gonna have to winch. I went too far to the right. Release the winch with the B key. Keep ourselves going with our momentum. Check the map, so we got a couple options. I think we'll just go to the left here. Didn't need that tree, didn't need that tree. Again, because you don't have the diff lock in this one just yet, it makes getting through stuff a little bit harder. And that's where that international shines. Now, of course, once we have the better tires on here and the race suspension, this truck is actually not horrible. But again, some people don't like it. They'll tell you, don't keep it, don't use it. Uh-oh. Got ourselves stuck. Is there anything we can reach? Ooh, there's a couple things. I don't know. I think that's going to be a little dicey. Oh, but it's enough to get us going. Amazing how that little bush was able to hold us, right? Take the all-wheel drive off so we can get some better fuel. You can see we've used pretty much half a tank of fuel with this thing already, with all the driving around we did. Oh, this thing is just all over the damn place. Could stop there and get fuel, but we're almost back at the shop. Okay, so now with these signs you can just plow through them, but just don't plow through them. Oh, I fit on that one. I'm just going to push these out of the way. Get out of my way, sign. So we're going to actually take a little left here because we want to activate something. Which is this downed power pole, power line, tower. Accept it. We're not going to start tracking it just yet. Woo, drifting. Okay, so we're getting into the dirt here. We're just going to turn on our all-wheel drive. Oh! Almost an accident. Stay out of that rut. there are some upgrades that you get that you don't have to pay for. And we'll see if there's anything. I think on this one has a couple that we don't need to pay for, that we can just install. And then when we sell the stock item, we'll get some money. Whew, drifts. L for lights. All right, let's see. Is there anything we can do? See, we've got the higher motor, which is free. When it says X1, you've got it, which is great. Now we're going to go up to this one, and we're going to sell it, and we're going to get 1,500 bucks for it, which is good. We need it. We need it. We need it. We need it. Gearbox, nothing. Suspension, raised suspension. Look at the difference. A install, and we're going to sell the old one. Another $1,900, so that's good. We can put the tires on. Let's just go look here. Autonomous winch is something we want, again, on all scout vehicles. We're not going to put the mushroom on just yet because we don't want to spend the money. But tires, I'm just debating because we've only got $3,600. I don't know that I want to put it on this one. I mean, because, I mean, we can sell them. So we can do the ones that are gooder in mud for 25, or just get the off-road. I think we'll go the mud ones, and then we're gonna go ahead and sell these ones. And let's see now. And we're gonna leave that like that. Actually, we're gonna go ahead and paint it too. The special paint I don't like. So I'm debating between this one and this one. That's kind of a black. I think we're gonna go this one. Again, it's free. And then we're gonna put the stickers on. Just because it's a company truck. Ah, why did I do that? Okay. Open up the map. We're gonna go to garage because our other vehicle is in the garage. And so we're in truck storage. If you do left bumper, you'll see it here. And okay, so customize. So this is where we want to change the tires. I'm just trying to look at the number here. to do with Linda's work. Okay, so let's go. I think we'll go the mud tires on this one. Oh, we don't have enough. God dang. So close, but yet so far. Okay, so what we can do is we're going to leave this in the garage. I think we're going to call it for this episode. We'll go the map. We'll get in our fleet star. Just going to go to, I don't know what I'm doing. What am I doing? Y, skip time. There we go. I'm going to move forward. I just want to see, can we get the suspension on this one? Yes, it's free. Okay, so this is good. A install. And we're going to sell this. That'll get us another. Wow, there we go. Now we got the money that we needed. And we got our suspension. We're going to check is the tires. Can we get better? We can get the 45 inch, which is what we're going to do. Sell that. There we go. Now, while we're in the garage, go back to this one. And now we should be able to put those tires on. Look at that, eh? Isn't that something? And I think, if I remember correctly, didn't we get something for this one? So it's in there. Let's go to customize. I believe suspension for this one, yes. So we'll sell that. See, look at the money we're making, eh? Getting the money back. If you don't remember to sell the old stuff, you don't get it back. Okay, so let's check tires. I think we got the we got already the 47s on there, and I think that's pretty much all we can do with that. Oops, engine. Yeah, we've already got the good one in here. Diff lock, nothing. Spare wheel, nothing. Snorkel, we're not going to waste the money on just yet. Okay, so now you can see we've got the higher suspension, which is good, which is what we want. But you got to remember, this one still does not have diff lock or all-wheel drive, so you kind of want to keep this one to the roadways and not go off-road with this puppy or into any kind of real we want to go in the garage to get the other ones out. See, as we discovered lots, this list gets longer and longer and longer. So again, left bumper, right bumper. You can put up to 6 vehicles just in the garage and unlimited in storage. So if they're in the garage, you can't take them to another map. Going to be our workhorse right here for now. There we go, they're even, I know. OCD. And we are going to go back in the garage and get out our little Scout. Left bumper, leave garage, So we do have our mud tires on this. I'm gonna put this puppy over here. We're gonna move our Chevy. Oh, we forgot to put the stickers on, didn't we? Oh, we'll do that for the next episode. Stop engine, change truck, get into this. There we go, our starting fleet. Alright, and just like that, that's that. Look at what we all accomplished today. Hopefully it helps any of you new players out. And yeah, so this is going to be a complete playthrough. We're just going to keep plugging away at it. We do have a multiplayer save that you may see occasionally in live, but for this series, yeah. So we'll carry on in the next episode. Hopefully you guys liked. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, and we'll catch you in the next one.